This new playground in South Windsor, Connecticut may look like a traditional one, but it's not. It's inclusive.
When we come to this playground, we get to play together. You get to play with other kids without restrictions, not separate. It's wonderful.
My Friend's Place was the dream of Amy Jaffe Barzak, who saw a need for a new kind of playground.
I didn't want to create a handicap playground. I wanted to create a playground where children with and without disabilities could play and learn and celebrate life together.
In 1994, Amy was at a playground with her 3-year-old son Daniel and her baby Jonathan.
We saw this beautiful little girl in a wheelchair watching the other kids play on a playground she couldn't get to or on, and thought, shouldn't playgrounds be for everyone? And that somebody should do something. 2 weeks later, Jonathan couldn't hold his head up. He was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, and basically the muscles waste away. The day they changed his diagnosis to terminal, the hospital introduced us to a hospice counselor, and she encouraged us to think of things we could do that would make him smile. And the first seed of the idea for an inclusive playground was born in that recommendation.
In Jonathan's obituary, Amy and her husband announced that they were creating Jonathan's dream, a wheelchair-accessible playground in his memory.
Within days, there was $14,000 in donations that had come in. And one of the first things I did was call all the playground companies listed in the phone book and ask them to send me their catalog. And what you might see would be a playhouse where the children without disabilities were in the playhouse and the child in the wheelchair was outside the window speaking to the children who were in the middle of the fun. And that wasn't good enough for the vision I had for Jonathan's dream.
Amy organized a dream and design party where children were encouraged to create their perfect playground.
Here is a platform that you can go up on, a ramp and a ladder.
And after consulting with occupational and physical therapists, Amy needed to find a way to bring these ideas to life.
I found a company in Portsmouth, New Hampshire called Learning Structures. And what they did was take our designs and they then would show us plans that could be custom built by volunteers. Over a 3-week period, more than 1,200 volunteers came together and built Jonathan's dream. It was the most amazing community gathering I've ever experienced.
It's time to play!
Jonathan's dream opened in October of 1996. It was such a glorious day. I can still picture it.
Is my swing somewhere over here?
Which swing did you design?
On the boat.
This is right in the middle.
A young man named Matthew said, I want a glider boat swing. And my power chair will be what makes it move. So the other kids are going to want to invite me to play because I'm the one that makes that boat rock. When it comes to the concepts that belong in an inclusive playground, many of them were birthed here at Jonathan's dream.
Having surfaced pathways to all of the play equipment is a cornerstone of the new design,
Yes.
often allowing parents to share a playground with their children for the first time.
I always wanted to be able to push my son in the swings, but all swing sets were in sand pits, and my wheelchair cannot negotiate sand.
Ramps and bridges are critically important to be able to do things that every other child can do.
The simple addition of a deck in front of a slide allows a child to easily maneuver themselves into position. At a cost of only $500, this alteration makes a tremendous impact. Children with sensory disabilities like autism can often get overstimulated on a playground, so Amy created cozy spaces where they can go to calm down and still be in the middle of the fun. During the fundraising stage for Jonathan's dream, Amy reached out to toy manufacturer Hasbro and asked them for a grant of $10,000.
We loved the concept of what she was doing, so we were happy to help her with an initial grant. Because really, when you stop and think about it, it's the way all playgrounds should be built.
Time magazine wrote a 2-inch article about Jonathan's dream. And all of a sudden, the phone started ringing off the hook from people all over America. What did you do? Teach me how. I want to build one for the children in my community. And I started volunteering 5, 10, 20 hours a week. Literally, this is all I wanted to do.
We said to her, have you thought about becoming a nonprofit, quitting your job, and going to do this full time?
I had one of those, okay, this is it. Life's calling. That's how Boundless Playgrounds went from being a grassroots dream to a real nonprofit organization dedicated to helping communities create inclusive playgrounds.
I came to Jonathan's dream and saw what it was all about, and on the car ride back talked to my boss and said, we need to build these types of playgrounds. And today, our total support of this mission has been over $2 million.
The ideas born at Jonathan's dream have been incorporated into new Boundless Playgrounds, like My Friend's Place.
I think all the Boundless Playgrounds are great because there's more ramps. I think those are very fun things for the kids.
No longer made of wood, which is too costly to maintain, all Boundless Playgrounds are made of molded plastic and zinc-coated steel tubing with a polyester powder coating. Handrails and rungs feature Gator Grip texturing that's great for the visually impaired, and even the ground surfaces have been improved.
We have unitary surfacing material, which is actually made out of recycled tires and sneakers. It's very long-lasting and great for accessibility.
The best part about an inclusive playground is that the very things you include for children with special needs are often the most popular parts of the playground for everyone.
17,000 playgrounds built in the last decade are about to come up for renewal or replacement. Amy sees every one of them as an opportunity to continue what began with Jonathan's dream.
1, 2, 3!
Boundless Playgrounds is now more than 10 years old. It has 142 playgrounds in 26 states. This year, we brought in our first CEO to take the organization to the next level, and I'm free to go and teach other people how they can make a difference.